Yep, found Oasis. Quickest I've ever found this place.
Outsider, you have arrived. Please, come closer. I have something of the utmost urgency. Do...
Revel, outsider, for he has chosen you.
If you wouldn't mind following me, I'll bring you right to him. I'm sorry. In my excitement, I got ahead of myself. I'm Tree Father Birch, and I have the great fortune of being leader of his... Beyond that gate... Why, he... It...
That'd lead me into Oasis.
Welcome, outsider.
Welcome, outsider. Welcome to Oasis. You have no idea... No, I suppose you haven't. In fact, few who live outside of Oasis have. Everything you see around you, from the tallest tree to the smallest blade of grass, is a gift from him. He's no mere god, my friend. He is the one who grows. He is... Thanks to him, the tree minders have a home. I would have preferred that he made the introduction, but I understand your hesitation. The Great One is a god tree. A living, breathing... The tree minders are... We can't... Sadly, the wasteland is a hostile place.
They hate technology, but they carry guns. Makes sense.
Yes, indeed it does. Sorry, I don't speak to outsiders very often, and I tend to get lost in conversation. As you approached Oasis, he said you were coming, and I was sent out to meet you personally
people from
with
Oasis?
a request. He wishes to meet with you. You'd be the first outsider to do so in a very long time.
Oh.
Yeah, to meet him. Whenever. It's simple.
Yeah, drink the sap. Okay. Meaning,
We
go
welcome
trip
you
balls.
with outstretched arms.
What's that in Oasis? I'll do this quest before I go to Pittsburgh. Why not?
As soon as the rest of the tree minders are in place, we'll begin.
I have to wait for them all to get here? The fuck? Who are you?
No more words. The ceremony begins.
As soon as the rest of the tree minders are in place, we'll begin.
Wait an hour. Just to get these fucking tree minders in place. Drink the sap.
We will now recite the blessing to ward off any harm the outsider may be carrying before he proceeds to the grove.
I bid you depart. agents of destruction through the power of his divine will.
Leave our homes and bodies immediately. Live no longer in them, but pass over into
God, my
places
guy's
where you can
balls.
harm no one.
In the name of his frondescence, I call his wrath upon you, so that wherever you may go, you bear it with you.
And diminishing from day to day, you may disappear, except where you serve the health and good purposes of mankind. May no trace of you be found.
All this may he be so good as to grant us, who is to come to judge the living and the dead, and the world by his verdure.
Amen. Soon, you will pass peacefully into sleep, outsider. And when you awake, you will witness his glory firsthand.
The talking tree.
Glad to see you're finally awake.
Yep.
I can't believe they made you do that stupid ceremony. They listen when I talk, but they don't hear. You know what I mean? Neither have I. Well,
Herbert.
I mean, I talked to Herbert,
Or he talks
but
to Herbert.
he never really says anything back. Do you, Herbert? He kept growing around me. Maybe for calling him Herbert all the time. His name's really Bob. I think it's funny when I call him Herbert, though. Well, I suppose you could look
Trapped
at it
inside
that
of
way.
Herbert or Bob,
See,
the tree.
Bob used to ride around on top of my head, sunk his roots right in there, you know? Well,
Yeah.
eventually, he got bigger than me, and then I pretty much ended up inside. It was... I was exploring some sort of a military base with some other people. I think it was called Mariposa. Mariposa. We were pretty deep inside and we found some weird... Last thing I remember before blacking out was some... You have no idea how glad I am to hear that. Or we're glad to hear that. Me and Bob. I had you brought in here to ask a very simple favor. Would you please kill me?
It's gonna kill him.
Oh, no. It wouldn't be murder.
I know.
You'd be doing me a favor. You see, I've been stuck here for over 2 decades now, rooted right into the ground. The only friends I've got are Bob and those weirdos out there who think I'm a god. Oh, no, don't worry about them. When you decide to go down there, I'll have a little chat with Birch and the rest of the gang. They usually don't understand a word I say. How to put this? I've been feeling rather spread out lately. I think Bob's. It's hard to tell where everything is. Of all the way, let's keep it an open invitation then. I don't want to wait until the next person visits. Just No. Herbert is the tree. Bob is his real name, but I call him Herbert because I think it's pretty funny. But I'm still in here too. What's left of me? The name's Harold.
Into the caves below and destroy Bob or Harold.
And I'm telling you, you've got it all wrong. Why else would he have called for an outsider's assistance?
The outsider is here to deliver us from our enemies, to keep this place safely locked away from the wasteland, not to exploit us.
How can we preach about peace when all you want to do is keep his gift all to ourselves? That's not what he would want.
If we allow the spread of this miracle to continue, we're putting him in jeopardy. I can't allow that. I won't allow it.
Once again, my husband, we are at an impasse. I suggest we speak to the outsider.
Agreed. Why else would the outsider have been allowed into the grove? Perhaps it's a test. Yes, that must be it. I know why you're here, and despite what my wife thinks, I know you'll do what's best for Oasis. After all, he chose you, and he would never want to put us in harm's way. Oh, he's testing you. He wants to see if your faith is strong
Not
by
testing
spinning
us,
these
you moron.
incredible
It's a
stories.
human trapped in a
Who
tree.
else but a god could produce all of this? Don't worry, you'll soon see things as I do. Yes, I've been pondering that riddle myself for some time now, and I think I know what he's trying to tell us. The Great One's influence is growing, and soon it will break free of the confines of this secluded vale. We can't allow Oasis to call attention to itself like that. It would be the end of him. If the same sap that you drank to purify yourself could be applied to his heart, it should stop the spread. I can promise you no harm would come to him. That's all I ask of you, outsider. Nothing more, nothing less.